TikTok did it again. The BDSM test was trending and everybody and their mom was taking it to get results. 3, 2, hello. Ow. Ow. Hello and welcome back to
What's the Safe Word?
I'm Amp.
I'm Sampson.
And today we're doing a surprise kinky pop quiz, which wouldn't be possible without today's sponsor via hemp. So I hope you studied. What is the primary color of yellow?
About half.
TikTok did it again.
Oops, she did it again.
Ooh, baby, baby.
And now she's shaved her head and gone to rehab and she's back again.
That's true. She did go to rehab for an entire day
Yeah.
and then it came back and we all thanked. Anyway, in early 2024, the BDSM test was trending on a certain TikTok, and I haven't taken it for a hot minute. Long ago, literally 7 years ago, Christopher and I took the BDSM test. Samson's new here, and so I figured while Daddy is out gallivanting, why don't the two thick boys take the BDSM test together?
Uppies?
Oh, no uppies until you're done with your homework.
Okay, until I'm done with my test. Yeah, so the BDSM test, which came out in 2014, is kind of like a Myers-Briggs test of all these different categories where you answer a couple questions and then it pops out and says, hey, you are this % this. But much like whose line is it anyway, the points don't really matter and nobody knows who made this.
So today we're gonna take the BDSM test, see our results, and maybe even ask ourselves if this feels like a good representation of kink, BDSM in this day and age. So let's put a little bit of vanilla in our coffees and get down and gritty with this little test. So it starts out with a little asking what language you'd like to do, and then it says, welcome to the BDSM test. We'll begin testing your kinkiness shortly. Wait, did it ask you if you're a robot as well?
Boop.
No.
Why would you ask that?
Oh, okay, ask for basic stats. I'm a guy. Category not under 20.
Why am I old?
I feel like just by answering California, it should say like kinky. Like,
What's your orientation, Samson?
I'm pretty strictly gay.
The options, of course, strictly heterosexual, heteroflexible, bicurious, bisexual, pansexual, homoflexible. What's homoflexible to you?
You know, I will say, I do think that there are some kinky people that I know that, like, let's say they're a Kinsey 6 gay man, but they will do things like boot blacking, or they'll do things like impact play, where it's not necessarily sexual intercourse, but it is play for them. It's an energy exchange.
I was just gonna say someone who stretches a lot and happens to be gay, but that I like that answer too.
Unlimited.
Not for free.
Not for free.
Put
No.
those away. Uppies, yes. Grippers, no.
But how am I supposed to give uppies without my grippers? And just for the sake of time and our sanity, we've decided to take the short and simple test rather than the maximum accuracy version.
But I don't mind length usually. Fetching questions.
Stop trying to make fetch happen. We got 2 dogs here and it's trying to fetch questions for us. No, girl, I'm trying to fetch for you.
Sampson, would you like to read the first
I would
question?
love to.
I love it.
Question number 1. I like to be dominated, especially in the bedroom.
So I'm gonna say a heavy green.
For me, it's just one up to green. There's still like a little.
What would you
bit
call
left.
that shade?
Like a nice hunter green.
A Kelly green?
Kelly green. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Kelly Green. Ooh.
Okay, next. I like receiving pain during sex and BDSM and seeing the results of it, marks or bruises, makeup running by tears afterwards.
I'd say for me, this is the exact opposite. This is like, I don't like pain, but there's like 1 degree. There's a little bit, like sometimes having marks the next day or something can be.
A little orange there.
Yeah.
I'm generally no marks,
Oh, hi, Mark.
but I usually just show up to the scene with makeup already running down my face.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in this
Psychological
scene, right?
warfare,
Like, I was
yeah.
trying to take the L line, you know, and you know the MTA stand is touching my ass.
Meanwhile, I show up looking like a drowned, harassed rat.
Question number 3. I prefer making the sexual decisions for my partner as this gives me more control.
It's asking, are you a bossy bottom?
I don't think I'm bossy, but I
Thing before the word butt is horseshit.
but I think I have specific, like you need to file your fingernails. I don't know if some people would consider that bossy.
That's what I call welcoming Jean into the bedroom.
Who's Gene?
Hi, Jean. Bye, Jean. Bye, Jean. That was a slow burn. You're welcome for that
it
one.
took me a second.
That one was good.
I'm gonna do like a 3 out of 7 for that one.
It's hard as a switch because I'm very much a switch depending on the other person's energy, meaning I can dom or sub. And if you're both kind of on that scale of the Wookiee scale, of course. Yeah.
You sound like a malfunctioning kitty ride at a carnival.
So I'm gonna say a little bit more in the yellow. I'm gonna say in the yellow for that one.
Yeah, I fall pretty much right in there.
Next, I like forcing my partner into submission much more than submitting spontaneously. Yellow, 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 yellow.
I'm a little closer to green on this just because obviously with respect, as a switch, I like when that's done to me. It shows interest and it shows, hey, I want to invest energy into you right now. And I actually really appreciate that. And so that's something that I like to give as well. If I have the spoons for it.
Do you also flog with your pinky out too? Or?
Oh, good heavens.
Bye, Gene.
I would like to have sex with multiple people at the same time.
Okay, keyword here being like. I would not like that. I'd be down for that though.
I think I'm kind of the same way. This is actually like a really, really, really dark orange for me. Being more on the demi spectrum, I think I very much would prefer that really intimate connection with one person. And when you're in like a sex party environment, you don't always have that control of who is gonna come up to you and just start like getting your coot and your prune shoot, you know? You don't always have control over who's gonna take your hog maker and your log baker.
The kids today, are you guys okay online? I'm gonna say same, and also I like how these questions kind of form an idea or a situation that you have to put yourself in. Would I do this? I don't know, but would I like this? Possibly, and you're able to kind of flexibly go through this. Like, would you take this test with a partner?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, this is a really good tool to at least start certain conversations, just because a lot of people are a little squeamish about sex or squeamish about asking for what they want. And so if you went through this together, maybe you could find something that you actually align a lot more on than you originally thought.
I agree.
Oh my God. Are we having a moment?
With today's sponsor, Viahemp.
Who's making sure you get sensual online and offline, whether you're taking a BDSM test or not. And they ship discreetly to you in almost all 50 states. So long as you're over the proper legal age. Avaya is also well known for their premium THCA flowers, keeping them free from harsh pesticides or nasty chemicals. With their THC-free gummies and vapes, as well as soothing topicals and calming drops, Vaya's got something perfect for everybody. And Vaya has developed a unique blend of pleasure-enhancing cannabinoids, libido-strengthening herbs, and low doses of CBD into one mind-blowing gummy called High Love. Their products have great flavors and are made with vegan and organic ingredients, and their best-selling High Love will not only heighten your senses, but will also increase your sexual pleasure in the bedroom. If you're 21 and up, it is the only lifestyle hemp brand. Whether you want to get better sleep, ease anxiety, enhance your mood, or just get a little elevated, they also have zero THC products, just in case. So if you're over the age of 21, check out Via in the link down below and use offer code WATTS, W-A-T-T-S, to receive 15% off. And if you're new to Via, you get a free gift of your choice. After you've purchased, let them know where you found them on What's a Safe Word, and thanks for supporting. Now, what did you say on number 5? You're taking a test and Cher's behind you. Hey, what did you put in 5? I'm Cher.
BDSM. I haven't seen Impact play like this since Sonny ran into that tree.
Next question, bitch. I enjoy it when people watch me be naked and happy. Oh my God, sorry. Next one says, I enjoy it when people watch me naked or having sex. I'm more green than orange. I'm like, yeah, more green than yellow.
This is a weird one because in a parasocial online reality that we're living in right now, yes, if there's a screen between me and them, no, if we are in the same room. If it's on their terms or if it's on their thing. So I don't like when somebody else is like watching or being a voyeur. I feel like all of a sudden it turns performative.
I'm going more orangish now. I like that classification, and see, this is where if you take it with someone, you get to see their perspective too. What? But this is exactly why I like doing this, because you build a scenario, you answer the question. I kind of agree with you.
Yeah, I think safety is a big part of it as well. Like if, you know, you're really into exhibitionism, you're really into like public things, you're really into cruising. For me, that does nothing. I don't like it. I don't want it. You're never gonna see me hiking around Buena Vista Park late at night, ever. I don't like that.
It's a very specific reference to make for something you don't like and don't do.
Oh, never been there. Couldn't tell you. Never.
You got a little...
Oh, sorry, it was a late night last night, walking around Buena Vista Park. Next, I don't like making sexual decisions. I prefer my partner to make them for me.
I prefer putting them all on a Google Calendar and then we go through and just like, okay, action item 1, consent, yeah, great. 2,
Clause 7.
Yeah. 3, did you put on the noise machine? Like I need the noise machine on or I can't focus.
Yeah. You are a bossy bottom.
I'm not bossy. I just have opinions.
I'm opinionated. Yeah. What was it? I'm not a brat. I just have very strong opinions that are always right.
Well,
I'm gonna do just again,
One step above the yellow into the green for me.
I'm gonna agree with you on that one. I am willing to try anything once, even if I don't think I will like it. Absolutely hard green. I'll try anything just about once. I've tried needles. I've tried sounding.
I'm down, depending on the environment, but I'm down. That's a green. Physically restricting my partner during sex/BDSM with clothes, attributes, rope, or chains is arousing. I think that's arousing.
I'm gonna give just one step below green for that.
I hate that. Let me just find the right color of rope.
I love that this is only like one crate between you and Christopher of the thousands of pounds of rope.
Green.
Shocker.
I like to be totally helpless and at my partner's disposal, physically unable to resist what they do. I'm a little less green here. I'm more towards yellow because like I have my I'm not a big pain pig, but I like being taken control of sometimes.
Yeah, especially this depends on intimacy. If I am intimate, like if I'm close with that person, I can trust them, great. But I am not into the fantasy of like being used by some
Random trucker and just accepting whatever they give me.
Yeah, me neither. I have a thing for large age gap differences in sexual encounters or relationships. This one feels like a read.
hard green.
Of course.
Hard green for both of us. This is the hardest green for me so far.
If only the questions weren't so obvious. The next one is, I enjoy playing or acting like a pet animal.
True, never.
True, never.
Listen here, you test. Listen here. Listen.
Woof woof, bitch. Being treated with little to no respect during sex or BDSM arouses me. I'm gonna go a hard yellow on this. I still like to be treated with some respect unless we've explicitly agreed that that's not the case.
I'm gonna go more towards an orangish here. And it's the little part here, because just the little It's the little or no respect clause there that makes me a little bit more orange towards red. But also I think it should be stated that like you should have respect for a person you're going to play with. We're talking about fantasies here, right? With this test.
Yeah.
We're looking at ourselves in a blank slate, given preposterous hypotheticals, and give us just a splat on the wall, which is why like this result probably won't be the same as the last one I took 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
Right.
But it also won't be the same as if I took this in another decade, 10 years.
We'll do an anniversary episode.
Right here.
It'll be cute.
Yeah, with Christopher.
Yeah. The other thing that's interesting about this is grading how we grade our fantasies, not necessarily reality. So I think especially as you get older in the kink world, things that you are intensely aroused by the fantasy of, when you actually get some experience with, you might find
You actually don't like it very much.
Yeah, very much that. But anyway, on to the next question.
There is no reason why sex would have to happen in private spaces isolated from the outside world.
Sorry, I'm smizing while the other person's reading, just smizing.
Hard orange for me.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I like my private space, mostly because I like to have control over the lighting, the smell, the audio, the this, the that. I want the kind of lube that I want. I want the, you know.
You're not a boss who controls the bottom, no.
Angry.
Next page. Asking, I find the romantic aspect in a relationship much more important than the sexual or kinky aspect.
Green.
Yeah, pretty
Hard green.
green.
Yeah.
Pretty green. Demi, emotions, enjoy that.
I would like to serve in a formal setting with explicit slave training, prescribed physical positions and rituals, etc.
Nah.
Really, really. This is like an almost hard green. This is a very firm green.
Really?
Yeah, I would love that. Like just being, especially like just for like a night, I would love that.
I'm not hard red. I'm like a yellowish orange, partly because I like having some flexibility and fun in my scenes, and hardcore, what I would consider like a slave training, it gets to C and CE for me, E.
You know me.
You like hypotheticals?
I love them.
Love it.
Assuming I was single, I would like to join an existing couples or poly groups relationship for sexual and or emotional purposes. I'm yellow. I'm like open to it. It would have to be the right dynamic, but also I'm baby, so.
I think it's a hard yellow for me as well. I feel like sometimes with those poly group settings,
A lot.
there can be a lot of drama.
There's a lot. There's a
drama.
lot. Just communicate.
Yeah, just communicate. Next question, being physically restricted during sex/BDSM with clothes, attributes, rope, chains, etc. is arousing.
Let me find the color in my.
What the fuck? For me, this is actually pretty deep into the realm of orange.
What? Really?
Yeah, no, I find that especially being a bigger boy, a lot of the time it's uncomfortable. And people will try to do positions for me that work on tiny little twinks and they do not fucking work. I can't breathe. I can't, like, they have my knees pinned to my chest or something. I'm like, that doesn't work for me.
Sorry, I mean, yeah, that sounds uncomfortable for you. No, I love bondage. I love restriction. I love struggling. That totally. Did I show you my bag? I have a bag here. So I have a bag and there's rope in it. How about I enjoy feeling like a prey being hunted by a predator?
That's a yellow.
I'm a little green on that. Have you ever?
Well, like this one time I was in Lake Tahoe when I was running through the forest, like, oh my God, please, Mr. Killer, stop. And then I realized I was playing Dead by Daylight, and so.
Is this a reference to Contact? Is this a bit? I thought you were being serious for a second too, and I was like, no, this is a bit.
No, it's a bit.
Got it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be the final girl then?
I'm a big dumb cow. Of course I'm gonna be the first one to die.
I don't have any sort of specific fetish or non-standard sexual turn on. Red.
Yeah, I've got a lot of really specific things.
Like what? No. I'm kind of like orangish. Like there's some things I can hyper focus on sometimes, but I'm also just kind of like, let's do something fun. Are uppies non-standard?
Uppies are very non-standard, and I'm violently into uppies.
Got it.
The next question: I enjoy being kept as a pet, in a cage, eating out of a bowl, being petted, caressed, etc. This is almost a full green for me. I don't necessarily, again, I like to be comfortable, but that's the being petted, caressed part. I like to be adored like a pet.
Yeah, I still have some autonomy, but like the hierarchy is there, like dom, dog. Yeah. Next, I love seeing the fear in my partner's eyes when they know I'm going to inflict pain on.
Ooh, this is a tough one. I'd say this is pretty yellow for me because I don't like to inflict physical pain, but I do like that really like gooned out hypno look when someone knows what's about to happen to them.
I like that look when you know something's about to happen and you're nervous. Are you nervous? Are you nervous, Samson?
I'm always
nervous. Feel your batteries slowly draining?
No!
I'm gonna be a little green on that. I do like that. How about being sexually degraded and humiliated by my partner sometimes?
Depends on what you count as degradation, right?
Sure. Yeah, I'm a little green on that depending.
Yeah, I'm like a very light shade of green on that. Next question: I enjoy playing a different age than what I technically am.
No.
See, I am a little green on this. I am a little green on this because I like, again, the same way I like to be adored as like a pet. I like to have somebody that's like, hey, I've got you and I'm gonna take care of you.
Like a bro.
Yeah, like a big bro or like a daddy. Like I do actually really like that.
Oh, okay. See, love daddies. I don't try to pretend to be a different age though, and that's where my brain says, not really for me.
Yeah.
Okay, I do see that though. I do see that. I'm gonna be more orange. I'm open to it. I'm not closed-minded. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not kink shaming. Okay. I'm kink. Let's contextualize things so my brain understands what's going on.
Ing.
Exactly. Yeah. I would like to be nothing but a 24/7 sex slave. No.
Hard red.
No.
Hard red. Nope.
I've got opinions.
Yeah.
That's my opinion!
Next question: treating my partner with little to no respect during sex or BDSM arouses me.
No.
It's about a yellow for me.
More orangish than red, but like I'm the type that like, hey, are you good? Are you? I know. I just pulled down. Yeah, you good? I'm gonna slap it again. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
well done. Good job, champ. Yeah, we're gonna.
You are turning into a dad.
No.
You're firing up the grill. Yeah. You're like,
oh God, where'd that sound come from?
What is it with dads always making weird throat noises? Like, every dad is always doing that 24/7. Next question: I like being forced into submission much more than submitting spontaneously. Okay, kombucha girl. I think it's like a one shade up from yellow for me. It's green.
Yeah, I like having choice sometimes, but if somebody's really in the mood and they're like, get down. Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, that's fun. I like that. Next question: I have plenty of sexual fantasies that I would like to try out more than most of my kinky peers.
I forget that I do a weekly show on this shit sometimes, to the point where I'm like, I'm not that kinky. But then I talk to gay people in a gay place.
Yeah.
Where gay drinks are served.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I can't just say everything that I think about kink and sex and BDSM sometimes.
Yeah, we are, especially here in San Francisco, so ubiquitously surrounded by it all the time that it's like a flashbang when you go travel to another place and you're like, oh God, no, I am really.
You got to code switch a little bit.
Yeah.
So for that, I'm going to say, yeah, green, hard green, probably.
Yeah, more than most of my kinky peers. Yeah, I would say I'm kinkier than most of my kinky peers.
I find it adorable when my partner acts or dresses childlike, or when they engage in childlike activities such as coloring books, or playing on the playground. Nah, not for me personally. I don't mind playfulness, but I'm gonna say like an orange.
See, this is a weird one because I do really like daddies, and one of my things is I really like when a daddy starts to take on attributes of his boy and he starts to take himself a little bit less seriously. So I'm gonna go like,
damn it.
See,
okay, more-ish, orange, yellow.
Like I think that's really sweet.
Yeah,
and cute.
okay,
Like,
fine.
You know, the boy that takes his daddy to like a New Year's party and makes him wear little kitty ears or something.
Get it,
like
you're cute.
It's
well,
cute.
I see you on Instagram. I double tap and I'm like, fuck. I wish I was that perfect.
So that'll be a 6 out of 7 green.
Okay, then, daddy. I could be sexually submissive now and be sexually dominant another time, either to the same or to another person. Yeah.
Mid green for me. I
Yeah.
think it's harder for me if it's the same partner actually, but I absolutely.
Could be another person though.
Could
So
be
yeah,
another person.
mid
Yeah.
greenish. I like
Yeah.
that. Or how about living with a group of slaves owned by me and serving me would be my ultimate life goal.
No, you don't like that?
That sounds like a lot of scheduling I don't want to do.
Well, if they were living with you though, like that's their default state. They're your nesting partner. That's not a lot of scheduling. You make them do the scheduling for you. That's why they're the slaves. You say, here's my Google Calendar. Tell me where I need to be and when.
I'm not closed-minded, but I'm gonna say orangish. That sounds like a lot of work.
I'm gonna say that's a pretty hard, not all the way green, but that's mid for me because I
You
love.
just want a barn full of boys.
I do. I want a specific
Turned into like
barn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like cows.
Yeah.
and
I want like a stable full of like beefy boys that are just like,
get it.
you know. But I'm the biggest one, so I can make them feel small and cared for. Next question. It's no big deal when things I try turn out bad for me. It's part of the risk, and it's a necessary part of discovering what works and what doesn't.
Sex, positivity.
I love that.
Hard green.
Yeah, hard green for that. Next question. If I could not fulfill all of my partner's sexual desires, I would encourage them to see other people to fill the gaps. Green, hard green.
I already do that.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be the thing that someone needs at all times, everywhere, everything, all at once.
Yeah.
You need to have other people or friends to rely on sometimes. My own personal opinion. You don't need to fuck all your friends, but like fuck some of them if you guys get along, communicate well, and it's a cute, cool, open environment.
As gay people, we get to fuck our
Oh God, who brought Cher back? Next question.
just sharing the love.
Cher, read the next question.
I often behave in animalistic ways during sex.
And on Twitter.
Growling, howling. Whoa.
Yeah, green.
Yeah.
Green.
Super primal,
Green.
super goony. I love that.
If part of my sexual desires are not fulfilled by my partner, I would want to see other people to fill gaps.
I would want. So this is the inverse of that question about green.
Kind of. It would depend on the dynamic and the person and the partner. Like, I don't need everything filled at all times. I can get things filled on the side.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's a need.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
So for you, like that almost, I think that gives me a new perspective on you too. Would you classify yourself as like a caretaker? I guess this is about to tell us.
Oh yeah, I love taking care of people.
Yeah.
Do I need all of my things filled? No. I am fulfilled when other people are happy.
Hard cut to you 10 seconds ago being like, but I'm baby. You are baby, but you're like caretaker.
Enjoy going back and finding that clip, Sampson. Enjoy going back finding that clip. I know you're editing it right now. You had to take like probably like 30 seconds.
I'll mark
to
it on
find
the
that
first
clip.
pass. I'll
Oh,
use auto
will you?
captions.
Insert Sampson telling us if he actually inserted that in the first pass. I took this in another decade.
Who's laughing now?
I think you were supposed to clip I'm baby. I didn't edit that at all. I did not touch that. I'm just reviewing stuff. Also, why aren't you wearing a freaking shirt? Nerd. That's what I thought and or didn't think.
Next question. I enjoy feeling like a predator hunting its prey. That's a lot of running. I don't do cardio. Orange.
Same. I like it when my partner takes on a nurturing and guiding, almost parental role in my. Okay, this test needs to get out of my fucking business right now.
No, this is as green as it
Hard
gets. for me.
green.
This is as green as it possibly gets.
I enjoy watching other people being naked or having sex. I don't like porn. I don't like watching porn. I think porn is a what?
Are you being serious right now?
Like scripted stuff doesn't get it for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought this was a
Yeah.
bit.
No, this is I'm not a watcher of porn generally.
Okay.
Like I like erotica. I like audio stuff sometimes, but
yeah.
like watching stuff, because I've done so much studio, I can't watch it and not be like, there's a light right there. He's not enjoying himself getting that shot. Like I'm too immersed in the realm.
Ladies and gentlemen, the main character of this porn, the boom mic, and it's like lowers.
The number of shadow.
The reflections like on a painting on the wall or a mirror, and you can see the boom mic or
The stories we've heard from cameramen and people. Yeah, that's.
I do like porn. I really like porn. That's a hard green for me.
I'm gonna be orangish. I like my partner to be completely in charge in the bedroom, ordering me around.
Greenish.
Greenish. A lot of these questions feel so similar. I appreciate the contextualization in different ways, but some of them just feel like, didn't we answer this 5 times already?
Yeah.
If I could make some money from selling porn clips of myself, I definitely would.
What an interesting hypothetical. Being in fear of what my partner is going to do to me physically is arousing.
Yeah.
No, that's a hard red for me.
Really?
I don't like being scared.
But it's like, it's Scorny Weaver. You're hot and heavy and kind of scared, but like that's why it's hot.
That's such a difficult one for me.
Like, imagine someone's like pulling on something down there, like, oh, these look real full and precious, and now I'm gonna squeeze them till they rip. I feel the need to serve my partner and treat them with the highest respect, addressing them as superior. They get some respect, yeah.
Yeah.
They get some respect.
I'll go like one step down from the greenest it can.
Yeah.
I feel like I like to treat my partner with respect regardless if they're dom or sub superior or not. Talking back to one's dominant in a teasingly disobeying way should be part of the sub's fun. Nope, I don't like brats. Red.
I'm not a big brat person, but I'm gonna say orange, because like there's some room for being teasing and fun.
Is there?
There is, yeah.
Is there?
In like a fun. I'm baby, so I enjoy verbally degrading my partner or calling them humiliating names during sex and BDSM. If I know what those names are, if I know that there's a button right there, I'm gonna push it.
Yeah. Oh,
so long as like we're on the same page and I know that you enjoy that, absolutely. Hard green.
Green.
That's enough horsing around. That said, I enjoy when my partner plays or acts like a pet animal. Dog, cat, pony.
Yeah, I like that. I think it can be endearing. I'll go a mid green on that.
Same. I'd be willing to leave everything I have behind to live in a BDSM life of my dreams.
Girl, I do live the BDSM life of my dreams. What are you talking about?
Flick. Hard green. I think we're kind of very, very biased, but also very privileged to be able to do that as our job.
We've
privileged. Set our standards in our lives and we do our jobs in our bubble of kink and BDSM.
Yep.
Can't lie.
These hips, they don't lie.
I like inflicting pain during sex and BDSM and seeing the result of it, marks and bruises afterwards.
No, I'm a soft boy.
I'm also red. That's actually one of those reds where I don't like doing that much pain to someone,
especially if they're gonna like cry or if they're gonna like I have a hard time. Next question, I could not always be dominant or always submissive. I need both. Yeah.
Yellow.
I'm
yellow.
Really? So would you be okay being only dom all the time?
Oh, I took that more of like, I would not be okay being too much of one or the other, but I'm okay being both. Like, so I'm just neutral. I'm like, yeah, I like that. You carry the 5 and add the dom to the sub, then you get a switch.
And what's the common denominator?
This big fat ass. Next question.
I will naturally take on a nurturing and guiding almost parental role in a relationship. So this one I'm gonna do like a light shade of green because it's not who I am now, but it's who I want to become. Like if I have a goal in the kink world, if I do take this in another 10 years, I would like to mark that a green.
Yellowish. I'd like to submit to my partner 24/7 and see serving them as my life purpose. I have a lot of purposes in my life.
Yeah, I don't have just one. The idea of that is super hot, but the reality of that is more of a light green for me.
I'm gonna say yellow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say yellow.
I want my partner to serve me and address me as a superior.
No, if anything, I like to be the submissive person, you know, like a little bit lesser than the person that I'm with, but like we are still equal there on a reality standpoint. Like I trust and respect him, he trusts and respects me. In the fantasy, a little hot to have that, you know, power play.
Sure. I mean, I think also as someone who does like a lot of pro dom work, like my partner who I am like emotionally invested with, I don't want that. I want us to be equal, but for people who I am engaging with on a client level, for people who I'm engaging with on a friends level, right? If I just really like, I find a playmate, a play partner who, you know, I really like that with, that's great, but that's not probably the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. Next question. I enjoy dressing or behaving like a child or engaging in child appropriate activities such as coloring in a coloring book or going to a playground.
Girl, I went to art school. I don't want to use a coloring book.
Trauma. This is what trauma looks like.
Yeah, no, I don't spend a lot of time like watching TV or whatever. I spend a lot of time doing art. So it's not like a coloring book. And I don't like to be watched doing it. I don't know. That's
big. That's more orangish red.
Light orange.
Yeah. Red. I enjoy being verbally degraded or being called humiliating names during sex and BDSM. Like what? I mean, yes, sorry. I mean,
yeah, you like that, you little.
I do.
You little. And you want to feel what I do to you.
Bleep it again. Yeah, I'm pretty green on that.
Yeah, I'm very green on that.
Again, consented upon names and words. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Okay,
Wow.
Here we go.
Oh boy,
We're looking at it.
How do we want to tackle this?
I want to know your top 3 and your bottom 3, and let's go from there.
All right, my top 3: experimentalist 96%, pet 94%, and age player 90%.
Okay, my top 3: rope bunny at 93%. Fair. Love tying people up and getting tied up.
Well, you have a bag, don't you?
So I have this bag. Have I shown you this bag?
No.
So
I'd
this
love to see
bag,
it.
very inexpensive bag. But I'm also at number 2, pet at 92%.
Hey, I'm 2% more pet than you.
I am also an experimentalist at 90% though.
Oh, good.
Look at us experimenting.
I know. We're like, we tried. That was a good experiment. Yeah.
What about the bottoms?
The bottoms for me at 35% primal hunter, so it's still there, right? Like 35% for one of your lowest is still pretty high. Masochist 33%, that tracks. I don't like to hurt people, and brat 0%.
Okay, interesting. So little at 26%, not really that. Master or mistress 26%, not really that. I like a lot of power play that goes back and forth. And age play at 22%. I know exactly why, because the thought of like activities that are of a different age and dressing of a different age doesn't appeal to me. Not judging anyone that does. I think it's fun when like a guy gets like degraded and like dressed down and like he's embarrassed about it. Like I do think that's kind of hot.
Yeah.
But that's not what I'm getting into.
I'm definitely not an age player wearing a cartoonish little bear shirt.
Oh, but what if I pick him up and then
he's cute.
oh
Yeah, what if you pick him up? Be an experimentalist, pick him up.
I definitely think that this feels right compared to the questions we were asked for me.
I like that on every single one of these, there's more info to the right.
Oh.
So if you don't know what that means, then you can click and it just says, whoop, this is someone who likes to tie up and restrain their partners using rope or other attributes such as chains, cuffs, spreader bars, etc.
True. It's like a horoscope.
Yeah.
It is a horoscope.
Horoscope.
A horoscope.
I like that.
Because you look at it and you're like, you know what? I am such a switch at 60%. That is exactly what I am.
Well,
science.
My ass is certainly in retrograde.
Non-monogamist at 46%. Hello. Ugh.
And I'm 72% daddy. Ooh. Or mommy. I can be mother too. I've shit on the mother toilet enough times to know, girl.
But 100% himbo. So now let's look at my side-by-sides, my old test on the left and my new test from today on the right. I think the most interesting parts that I want to kind of call out here is there's a lot of through lines. There's a lot of things that are very similar here. We look at like master, mistress, age player, masochist, brat, tamer, dominant, and brat. Like across the board, those are pretty consistent. There's a lot there that I am pretty sure about myself. I just know what I like in the kink realm. Going up from there, I think a lot of the interesting incline and some of the more submissive and even a bit more darker kinks that I've gotten more kind of familiar with, but also comfortable with over the years is very relevant. I think it's really interesting to me that non-monogamist has gone down quite a bit, as well as vanilla has also declined, thank God. But I think that kind of leans into my more demi side, needing to not only feel a bit closer to someone, but understanding that my kink is very much relevant and necessary for me to form that emotional connection with someone. But I think the most promising parts, and maybe where this test is like, okay, I kind of believe in the pseudoscience here. A lot of those top guys, from pet to rope bunny, submissive to rigger, are all pretty consistent. Yeah, they've shifted a little bit, but I know what I like there, and those have continued to be consistent over the years as my core kinks. But the most interesting, I think, for me is the way that switch and voyeur have both just taken a dive, probably the most drastic changes there. Mostly because, I mean, I've never really been a voyeur. I'm actually kind of surprised that I was 52% back in the day. I'm much more kept to myself definitely nowadays, and I like my privacy and my kink as I've become more public with our education and our channel. And then as a switch, I still think I'm pretty switchy, but maybe it's just the more submissiveness and knowing what I like now, and the balance of the being the dom or being the sub has changed, I guess, a little bit more as I am comfortable being that, "Ooh, I'm gonna take control," and being a little bit more open to just taking the submissive role. I like being more sub than I do dom. All that said, across the board here, I really like how this kind of is laid out. And I really do think that this shows my growth over the years in what I like and what I've become more comfortable with, but also how my sex drive has changed, my interests have changed, and I've changed. I'm curious to take this in another 6 or so years. Maybe not on this platform. I don't know if YouTube will still be here. I don't even know if we'll be doing this thing, but I like this as a test. I like this as an experiment. I like results. This is fun. This is fun stats. Anyway, all that to say, it needs an update. It needs a facelift. It needs some new terms and words and questions. But all in all, like, I think this is a wonderful resource for opening up conversation, like we said.
Yeah.
And it leads without, you know, telling you exactly what the situation is going to end in, and lets your fantasies kind of fill in the gaps.
Yeah, and if you're taking it with someone kind of like us, like it's interesting to answer one way, and then you bring up a really good point and have me like, oh, actually, I didn't think about it like that. I'm going to change the answer. So I think, you know, you get this collaborative, better result by taking it with someone, and hopefully your partner.
But more than anything, like, use this as an excuse to reconnect with yourself and ask yourself kinky stuff. I think this is a really fun way to track who you are and what you enjoy, but also look back and be like, oh, I used to be a huge slut back then.
Yeah, well, here, let me play my ocarina. We can go back 7 years and experience it again.
But more importantly, whether you're topping, bottoming, rope bunnying, or bratting, always have a safe word. And today's safe word is whoa, because we really enjoyed sharing these results with you. And we hope that you believe us when we say
wagon wheel or tussie.
What the fuck is a wagon? What is it? Because it's not a thing that existed before that movie. She just made it up for that one scene.
I know every dance.
Really?
Every dance.
It's like a wagon wheel, you know?
Make sure you leave a comment down below of your favorite results, maybe if you took this test.
And if you like ringing bells, ring that bell and you might be notified of our next video.
And don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you all next week for your next test, which you have to study for. You better go study right now. Yeah, you better get it. Bye. So let's start. Let's do the. Would you? Do you want to do this?
Did you ever? Have you?
Wait. How?
When?
Do you want to go on a second date?
Wait. Am I supposed to look at you?
No.
Are you supposed to look at mine?
Oh yeah. We look at each other's elbows, and then.